Have you ever shared a plan, only to feel your motivation fade afterward? Have you ever opened up about a dream, but after a few skeptical glances, started wondering if you were crazy? Have you ever done something kind, only to feel disappointed when no one acknowledged it? We live in an age where everything is easily exposed: our breakfast routines, our business ideas, even the most intimate details of our families and inner lives. But not everything needs to be shared. Some things, when kept close to the chest, become quiet sources of strength, guiding us, protecting us, and helping us grow along the way. A wise monk once said, "The most beautiful things bloom in silence, hidden, pure, and deep within ourselves." And it's true. The more we learn to keep certain things private, the more powerful they become. The first of those things is our intentions. Intentions are the starting point of every action, but they're as delicate as seedlings. Sharing them too soon is like digging up a seed every day to check if it's sprouting. It never gets the chance to take root. When you keep your intentions to yourself, you give them space to evolve, to be tested, to fail, and be refined, free from outside judgment or unsolicited advice. Silence becomes the safe soil where ideas can grow. Think of J.K. Rowling, quietly writing the first Harry Potter book in Edinburgh cafes during some of the toughest years of her life. Had she told people early on that she was writing a fantasy novel for kids, she might have been met with discouragement or polite dismissal. That market is too competitive, or maybe you should find a real job. Her silence gave her the freedom to develop her story in peace. That quiet commitment eventually gave birth to a global phenomenon. Next are your personal goals, like small flames that need shielding from the wind. Sharing your goals too early invites not only doubt from others, but also a subtle psychological effect known as the illusion of progress, a term coined by psychologist Peter Gollwitzer. When we announce our goals, we often feel as if we've already made some progress, which can ironically reduce our motivation to follow through. Elon Musk, in the early days of SpaceX, didn't publicize every detail of his plan to build reusable rockets. He knew many would mock the idea as delusional. By keeping it quiet and focusing on execution, he turned what was once considered impossible into reality. Sometimes, silence isn't just protection. It's a deliberate strategy that gives your dreams room to breathe and materialize. Then there's kindness. The quieter it is, the more powerful it becomes. In today's world, good deeds are often packaged as content for social media. But genuine kindness doesn't seek an audience. It thrives in privacy, not performance. Keanu Reeves is a perfect example. For years, he donated millions of dollars to children's hospitals and charitable causes without ever making it public. When the news eventually surfaced, he declined to comment. His silence wasn't just humility, it was integrity. When you do good without needing recognition, you're showing that your compassion doesn't feed your ego. It flows straight from your heart. Then comes the practice of personal growth, a path that only you can truly understand. Whether it's meditation, yoga, martial arts, or any form of inner work, the journey is meant to be quiet and personal, not a performance under a spotlight. The more you broadcast your spiritual or self-development journey, the easier it is to lose sight of why you started in the first place. Oprah Winfrey, for example, practices daily meditation, but rarely shares the intimate details of her process. To her, meditation is a way of returning to herself, not something to flaunt for validation. When self-work becomes a performance, it's easy to fall into the trap of looking enlightened rather than actually doing the inner work. Silence protects the authenticity of your path, keeping you focused on your why, not how you're perceived. Another thing that deserves quiet protection is your family life. Family is sacred. It's where healing begins, not a topic for public debate or casual disclosure. Airing out personal disputes on social media doesn't resolve them. It often makes things worse, especially when emotions are already raw. Even global icons like Beyoncé understand the power of discretion. During difficult moments in her marriage, she didn't turn to public drama. Instead, she processed her emotions through her art, turning pain into poetry with her album Lemonade. Her silence wasn't avoidance, it was intention. It gave her relationship space to heal, shielded from judgment, and held together by love. Next is wealth and material possessions. When openly displayed, wealth can quickly become a burden. Talking too much about money may attract admiration, but it can also stir envy, manipulation, or even danger. Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, is a masterclass in humility. He still lives in the same modest house he bought decades ago in Omaha. No flashy yachts, no need to prove anything. He understands that his worth isn't measured by what he shows off, but by how he uses what he has to make a positive impact. Discretion with wealth isn't just about modesty, It's a wise way to protect yourself and your relationships from being distorted by materialism. And finally, there are your spiritual experiences, those rare, sacred moments where you feel connected to something greater. These are not meant for display. They're deeply personal, and trying to explain them can often dilute their meaning or lead to misunderstanding. Paulo Coelho, author of The Alchemist, writes about his spiritual journey using metaphors and gentle imagery. He doesn't try to convince the masses. He simply honors his path quietly. The most sacred truths don't require public approval. When you keep these moments to yourself, you allow them to become inner guideposts, silent lights that shape your growth from within. In the end, silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the space where the deepest parts of ourselves can grow. In a world obsessed with visibility and noise, it's often the quiet ones who are truly living. Just like a garden, if you keep digging up your plants to show them off, they won't survive. But if you nurture them patiently in the shadows, they will grow strong and bloom. Learn to hold certain things close: your intentions, your goals, your acts of kindness, your spiritual journey, your family, your wealth, and those sacred inner moments. Keeping them private isn't about fear or hiding. It's a form of emotional wisdom, maturity, and freedom. When you know what to share and what to protect, you stop living for approval and start living in truth. And sometimes it's only in silence that you finally hear your own voice. And when you finally sit with yourself after the noise has faded, you'll realize not everything loud is true, and not everything widely seen holds real value. The things you guard in silence often become the deepest roots of who you are. They are the seeds of your peace, the quiet light that guides you, the inner strength no one can take from you. They are the intentions you plant every morning, the goals you quietly pursue, the unseen kindness you give the world, the spiritual practice that needs no stage, the family bonds you protect with discretion, the wealth you don't need to flaunt, and the sacred experiences that are yours alone. In a world addicted to being seen, choosing to keep certain things for yourself isn't hiding. It's a powerful, quiet declaration. I know who I am. I know what matters. And I don't need anyone else to validate it. And from that silent space you will grow, not loud, not rushed, but deeply, steadily, and freely. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next video.